Donald Trump last week went to Milwaukee because of the rioting behind a police shooting of a young African-American male by a black officer. And the city was being burned down in certain parts of the black community by protesters. So Donald Trump decided to go to Milwaukee and speak about the conditions of America and why he felt black people should vote for him. He even went on to lay out reasons why he felt we should. Let me say this to the brothers and sisters who listened and watched that speech. We may not like the vessel that said what he said, but I ask us to truly examine what he said, because it is a fact that for 54 years, we have been voting for the Democratic Party like no other race in America, and they have not given us the same loyalty and love that we have given them. We as black people have to re-examine the relationship.
I agree.
Where we're being pimped like prostitutes, and they're the big pimps pimping us politically, promising us everything, and we get nothing in return. We got to step back now as black people and say we got to look at all the parties and vote our best interests.
Look, I couldn't agree with you more, Quanell. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think what's going on, I know what's going on, is you take your CNNs, you take your NBC, CBS, ABC, and to a certain degree, every once in a while, the network that I won't mention because we're on it right now, they seem to have this opinion that Donald Trump is a horrific individual and he can't do anything right. And they're nervous, I think, that he may come in and start doing things the right way. And you know what? He does, I believe, is the man that is going to move things in the right direction. Look, things that come out of his mouth and the way he says things sometimes, I think, to myself, and I shake my head, goodness gracious. But you're right.
He spoke directly to black people.
Right.
And I want to say and encourage the brothers and sisters, Barack Obama, our president, served 2 terms. The first black president ever. But did our condition get better? Did financially, politically, academically, with education in our community, did things get better? Are our young people working more than what it was before they came into office?
They got worse.
The condition got worse.
Right.
So now we as black people have to do and remember what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. No politician can save the black community. We got to do it ourselves.
And you know what? The 6 years that you and I have been doing this, we have come together, and what's interesting to me, and I've been saying this an awful lot to people that ask me about my relationship with you, white people and black people, I say, it's very interesting. We disagree on many things, but we've also come to the middle on many other things, and we're beginning to see things the way they should be. So I'm glad you're saying what you're saying.
America's in trouble, and I want to say to black and white people, only a fool fights in a burning house. This house is on fire.
Remember that if you plan on voting for Hillary Clinton. God forbid.
Going around and saying Donald Trump is their candidate because Donald Trump is pushing their values. Ku Klux Klan values, David Duke values, Donald Trump values are not American values. They're not our values, and we've got to do all we can to fight, to push back and win.
Now that was Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton's vice presidential running mate, speaking at a historical black college. What is going to blow their mind, talking about the Democratic elite, is when, in the next few weeks, Donald Trump speaks at some of the black universities in this country. It's going to absolutely blow their minds, because what they see, the Democratic elite, they see Trump as infringing upon their plantation. African Americans. African Americans are they are the most loyal voting bloc of the Democratic Party. And the Hillarys of the world, they don't like the fact that Trump is now going after the black vote. I said over a year ago, Trump is going to win more black votes than any of the Republican presidential candidates in modern history.
Black communities, a lack of jobs, and he has proven before that he knows how to create jobs. And we are a country, the land of opportunity, not the land of entitlement.
Now, I've spoken to some African-American leaders recently who, as they listen to his recent outreach to African-Americans, they feel that he's talking at them rather than with them. And I wonder if you felt that at all.
No, not at all. I've been up close and personal with Mr. Trump, and he's a very personable guy. A lot of times he comes off on TV different than he is in person. And I don't know how they can arrive at the point of them thinking he's talking at them instead of to them when he hasn't had a whole lot of interaction, and they have he has not interacted with them in a great way.
Well, let me ask you this then. If you look at the polls, it's really no contest. His support among African Americans is in the low single digits. Why are you in such a small minority among African Americans?
Because I look at this country and there's been a great transmission of misinformation. Therefore, you have far too many blacks that vote for the Democratic Party when there's been the Republican Party that has helped blacks more than anybody else. You look at the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. You also look at women's rights. The Republicans finally got that pushed through. So he's running on the platform that I'm in favor of. And I understand that platform because I have been a Democrat before, and I know which party has done the most for us as a race and the most for the country as well.
Now, you know that his current CEO of his campaign comes from Breitbart.com, from a wing of the party known as the alt-right, which has ties to folks who've said and propagated some racist things and racist information. Does that association bother you?
Not at all. I mean, you look at Hillary Clinton, and she's been associated with the KKK and all these various organizations. You know,
how has she been associated with the KKK?
Because I've seen her kissing one of the former leaders of the KKK.
You're talking about her picture with Robert Byrd?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I come from an era of time known as Jim Crow, and I know what racism is and what racism isn't. And you can't legislate a person's heart. I'm not looking to like Donald Trump. I'm looking at what he will do, and I look at the history again of the Republican Party versus the Democratic Party. And for the last 8 years, we have been put in dire straits because of the policies that have been put in place, such as Obamacare and other things, when we need jobs as opposed to the things that are happening right now.
Clarence Anderson, you're part of history in this country, going back to the sit-in movement. Thanks for what you've done, and thanks for taking the time today.
Oh, you're quite welcome. You have a good day.
Take care.